We have reached 100 episodes of the Dolecast, and to celebrate, I wanted to give a little back. So, from now, Wednesday, to the next episode of the podcast, episode 100, there'll be a 50 quid Amazon voucher up for grab for anybody that wants it. All you have to do is share this reel to your story and tag a mate down below. 50 quid, 2 rules, that's all it is to celebrate 100 episodes of the podcast. Get entering now. Cheers, guys. Hello and welcome back to the Dolecast, episode 99. You know, one-off big 100.
Couldn't have got me in for 100.
Yeah, Kerry and Franco was on last week, said the same thing. Listen, moves are being made for episode 100, and by moves, I've given Aaron 50 quid to sort something
50
out.
quid in a dream, and I'm going to go try and find
to
something.
sort something out. So I hope that happens. However, this week, we're in episode 99, and I am joined by Robbie McMinn. How are you?
I'm good, mate. How's you?
That is how you say your name.
Yeah,
Just checking.
Yeah.
But how are things?
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on.
Busy. No worries at all.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Struggle to get parking.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Just
talking
a
about
touch.
that. We're talking about that just before.
Queens need to get more parking.
I said this to Aaron in the car on the way here. I was like, they just need to do something and sort it out because it's ridiculous when you're pulling up and
I'd
going.
have paid for it at that point. Like,
Yeah.
I
How
wouldn't
much?
have cared.
How much you on?
It was like 3 quid, but I would have paid. I would have paid a tenner if it got me close.
Wow.
And more
It's
time.
commitment to the cause, is what that is. It's commitment to the Dolecast.
So I should have been on 100.
Yeah, every guest should have that sort of mentality. But yes, for those that don't know who you are, Robbie, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Robbie McMinn. I'm a singer from Carrickfergus, Gloryland.
I didn't know you're from Carrick.
Yeah,
Okay.
unfortunately. Yeah, born in Carrick, born to be BT9, I think. No, I'm joking. No, from Carrickfergus, singing forever and making music, and now I sing country music, which is a bit of a difference.
Yeah.
I sort of stemmed. I'll not get too deep into it in case you want to ask me about that.
That's okay. That's okay.
Stemmed from something completely different, not
Right.
country, and
Hard rap.
yeah.
Was it actually?
Gangster, mate.
Serious?
No.
Oh.
Musical theatre.
Right, okay.
Yeah, musical theatre to country.
Interesting. Like stage production?
Oh, God, aye.
What? Anything we would know?
Played Bugsy Malone in the Opera House.
What?
Played the Pirate King and Pirates of Penzance in the Opera House.
What?
I played Bill Sykes last year and Oliver in the Opera House.
Not that this is similar whatsoever. I played Gaston in the Mosley Primary School production of Beauty and the Beast.
You mostly?
Yeah.
Serious?
Were you Mosley?
No.
All right.
He's done you twice. Sir.
yeah. Where'd you go?
Woodburn.
Right. Okay. Don't know where that is.
We tiny one up the top of Carrick.
That was. I mean, look at us, musical theatre backgrounds. You know.
Close enough, aye.
Yeah. I also did a solo in French when I was in P5,
Oh, look at you.
and then fainted. But sorry. Different story for another day. Musical theatre.
Yeah.
Interesting. What made you go for like the switch?
I was singing in Carrick one day, and some fella came up to me and was like, "It sounds so bad when I tell the story back, because I just signed my life away to some random man on the street." But he's like,
Right. Okay. Yeah.
"I put on country shows. You've got a bit of a country voice. Would you fancy it?" I was like, "Paying me?" Yeah, proper paid gig. And I was like,
Right,
yeah,
okay.
no worries, dead on. So it started off Irish country.
Mhm.
You know, Nathan Carter. You're right, these aren't with me. Started
yeah,
off
that's all right.
Nathan Carter sort of vibe, you know, Derek Ryan, all that stuff. And then I did that for like a year.
Right. Okay.
And then slowly progressed up to where I'm at now, which is sort of American bluegrassy rock country.
Yes. Yes.
It's a bit of a mix.
That's very interesting.
Colonel Tom of Carrickfergus.
Yeah, I know. Who is that guy? That's. Do you still know that guy?
Who?
The guy that approached you in the street.
Yeah.
Good lad.
Yeah. So he put me on quite a few.
Right. Okay. Also forgot that we arranged this for 11:30 this morning, not realizing that you were out gigging last night to 1 a.m.
Yeah, 1
Apologize-
a.m.
apologize for
and then I'm straight home and I have 2 tonight.
Really? Where are they?
Half Field and then Filthies again.
Okay. You've a bit of a residency in Filthies.
I have double residency.
Really?
Thursdays and Fridays.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
I know, right?
Get the boys in there as well. Do a live podcast in the corner every single Thursday and
Nobody's
Friday.
listening.
Yeah.
Because it's completely
No
overpowered.
microphones, just 3 boys having a pint. But that is class. And then you've released a couple singles.
I have.
Mm-hmm.
First one I released 2 covers back when I was 16. and I don't really like those anymore.
What were they?
Caledonia, and then a couple of months later I did One Too Many,
Right, okay.
which is a cover of a Luke's Home song. So it was more of a way to get my foot in the door of recording, because I never recorded anything before.
Yeah.
As I said, it was all stage production, so it was like I wasn't writing at the time. I wasn't really taking music seriously. I was just like, let's go try it. Let's see what happens. Because at this point, I was still very much, I am the next Nathan Carter. Like
Right, okay.
That was my goal, was to be an Irish country singer. And then I recorded One Too Many not that much later. But they're sort of in the past.
Right, okay.
Baby Voice, Robbie. But the last three that I've recorded and put out, they're all originals. First one came out last... came out. Battlescar came out, the first one.
Right, yes. I was actually listening to that this morning.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's just hit like 16,000 odd streams, which is nuts.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Wish the Dolecast could pull in those sort of numbers.
And then I did, my next one? These Old Trees.
Right.
I co-wrote that with a guy called Tiernan Heffron.
Yes, and you are doing sport for him in the Limelight, aren't you?
Yeah, 22nd of June.
Right, okay.
We're playing the Limelight together. We can crack. And then Shining Light was the most recent one. It's my favourite one.
Okay.
It's the coolest one I've made.
It's probably good that the most recent is your favourite.
Yeah.
Only up.
But it's also not getting as many streams as it should be.
Go listen to it. Yeah.
Yeah, go listen to it. But yeah, because that's the one, like, Battlescar is like 16,000 streams, but I'm like, oh. Whereas, like, this is the one I want people to hear and nobody's listening to it.
Do you look back on Battlescar and go, it's not as good as it could be?
A wee bit, yeah, but I suppose it was my first song I ever written.
Yeah, you can't be.
It's still my first song that sort of got me things, and, you know, I played Countryland with it, and, you know, it got on the radio, and it got me first radio plays and interviews and stuff, so it really helped out, like, but looking back and listening to it, there's definitely things I'd do different. There's different ways I'd write it. I'd take out certain bits of the verses and choruses and all that stuff, because I feel like it's really long and repetitive. You start getting all the inside scoop.
I know, this
wouldn't
is
tell anybody
great.
this.
Was there a moment, so like after you released Battlescar, right, which is your first single,
Yeah.
is there a moment where you're like, oh, this is getting a bit of attention?
Yeah, it was whenever it got played on Downtown Country.
Right.
So I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. And I got played on the breakfast in Downtown Country, so
Right,
like, you know,
okay.
like the most listeners during the day. And it was whenever I was like driving home and I saw people like tagging me in their stories of their car, and I was like, okay, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
This is pretty fun.
Yeah.
But then, like, I looked the other week and it was like 10,000. I was like, oh, where did that come from? Because like
Right,
I'm
okay,
not
so
real,
just shot out out
I'm
of
not
nowhere.
real self-obsessed, checking every other day to see how much it's gone up. I check the odd time.
Yeah.
You know, like the listeners and stuff have sat pretty consistently. And then, like, my dad's practically my manager. Comes with me, best friend.
Yeah.
Comes and does my sound, helps with the
He's
socials.
here right now.
Yeah, he's sitting out there.
Yeah.
Peering through the window.
I didn't let him.
There was an old guy. Did you see him?
Yeah, I did
Yeah,
see him.
there was a
Just
guy.
nosy.
There was a guy that like literally just appeared at the door, sort of stared in for a second. A couple minutes ago.
There's more right there.
Okay.
There's a big tour group outside.
Oh right, okay. Is that what it was?
Some Americans.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Doors be getting loud.
I thought he was coming in. I was like, oh, third guest. But yeah, your dad is practically your manager.
Yeah, got that. Oh, sugar.
No, don't worry.
Yeah, so he comes to the gigs and he does the sound, and bookings all go through him and different things like that. So he's the brains behind it all, to be honest with you. I just sort of show up now and play songs, and
It's probably very good though.
it's so handy.
Yeah,
It's so handy. Like, even the recording, I haven't I never arranged any of the recording. All the recordings, he sorted it all out to get it done.
Very sweet deal,
It's
actually.
handy,
Yeah.
and all it takes is petrol money if we're driving far away.
Yeah, I mean, you know what?
Good enough deal.
Yeah. Where, like, is there anywhere in particular you played in a lot of places?
I played a good few.
Yeah. Is there anywhere in particular like absolutely loving there?
Hatfield's brilliant.
Right. Okay.
Cracker now.
Just like vibes are always on point, or
And the women, like.
and the women.
The women in the Hatfield are feral.
Mm.
Feral.
I know a couple that would go there frequently.
I had one chase me up the stairs.
Right. Okay.
Like, to the point where my dad was like stepped in between. Like, he'd always just go, look at her.
That would be a plot twist if you're like chasing the country singer up the stairs and their dad steps out of nowhere. He's like, "That's my son," you know.
Because it was funny for the first minute. She wouldn't leave me alone.
Right. Okay. What was she doing? Just like
Grabbed my arm and like tried to kiss me, and I was
So
like,
what age is this woman?
45 or something.
60. No, I'm joking. Like uni age. She was.
Oh, right,
no,
yeah,
she
yeah.
was like
Yeah.
I say woman. She was not
Student?
much older than me.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
thought you were going to talk like a cougar was chasing you up the stairs. Like,
Nah, I wouldn't have got my dad to sit in between if there was a cougar chasing me. I'd have been chasing her back.
Come on.
But the
Yeah,
King
yeah,
Baldwin
yeah.
hand out, like,
Dad, get out of the way.
Nah, Hatfield's great crack, to be fair.
What did you?
18.
18? You 18?
Yeah.
Mad, I pinned you for like 23, 24.
Nah, still quite a child for
Yeah.
what I'm doing. Yeah, Hatfield's good. It's always like, I only finally got in there like at the end of the uni year there, because they finally replied to my message. James, if you're watching it, call you out. No, they've been very good to me, to be fair. Very, very good to me. And even at the end of the uni year, whenever everybody had sort of went home, there was still like mad crowds. And they're so receptive is the thing. Like, I can play in Filthies and people sit and listen. Like last night, people just sat and listened to the music, which I love too, don't get me wrong. But there is some nights where I'm like, right, let's play
Bit of atmosphere.
Coldplay and get them bouncing.
Yeah.
You know, like my last hour is very like niche to me in terms of I don't stop for an hour.
Right.
Like I've sort of joined every song to make it one.
Okay.
So it like literally is non-stop.
That's
Like you'll see
exhausting,
me,
I'm sure.
you'll
Yeah,
see
yeah.
me. Like I'll have my wee stool beside me with my drink with straw in it, because like I'll be playing and I'll reach down and take a sip and I'll just
Mad.
keep her lit. So they love that in there. It's class. They really, really enjoy it. But the likes of Filthies and stuff on a Thursday night when I'm playing my country night is nice, because they do. A lot of people would just come down and sit and listen to me and just enjoy the music. But I do like to have a bit of crack as well, you know, because it can get a bit old quite quickly. But
Like 18, that's some going. I mean, to be doing Limelight at 18 is like
yeah, it's pretty cool.
crazy.
I suppose I've achieved quite a few things so far for my age, and I'm only getting started.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been cool. It's been a whirlwind of the last few years. Like this all sort of came from nowhere, and it just sort of.
When did you release Battle Scars?
Battle Scar came out when I was 17.
So would you still been in school?
Yeah,
Yeah. And then I suppose that's probably cool in school as well, like having a bit of like, oh, Robbie's getting a bit of a following here, while like
yeah,
you
like
know,
there's some boys that are like, you know what they're like.
You know what
They
I mean.
they're not
Don't worry,
jealous, but they're like
I know, don't worry.
pretend
Yeah,
like they don't care because they're better than you.
yeah.
But a lot of the boys and stuff that I would talk to from school still, because I left school. That gets deep. We'll talk about that in a second.
Okay, no worries.
So I left school, but like still some of the boys that I would still chat to, that would be, you know, they would text me and they'd be like, "Here, mate, look, you're doing class. Really proud of you."
Yeah.
You know, and they're not looking anything, because I've had a lot of people like. We could talk for like 3 hours actually.
Yeah.
So like.
Your parking's only got two, that's
Yeah,
it.
There's a lot of people that are like, "Oh, could you get me this?" Or
Oh, really?
"Do you know somebody that can get me these tickets?" And specifically,
Yes.
it was Noah Khan.
Yes.
Everyone thought I could get them Noah Khan tickets. I was like,
Oh, I didn't know who Noah Khan. I thought you were like specifically there was one guy.
There was one guy called Noah Khan was looking tickets for
Noah Khan,
Hatfield.
If he's asking for tickets,
Yeah.
don't give him it.
"Don't give them."
Yeah.
Nah, it was specifically Noah Khan. Everybody wanted me to get tickets for them. They think
Yeah.
I'm best friends with them because yeah. So there is some people that are like that. There's some people that don't care at all. And then there's some people that are genuinely just impressed and happy for me, which is nice. But I forgot why am I even talking about this?
But school?
Oh God, so yeah, no, it was cool. And so I left school in November just past.
Right, okay.
So I was recording, obviously. I was gigging. I'd just been given the Filthies gig. I was trying to do A-levels, and I was trying to, do it all at one time.
Yeah, very hard.
Killed myself slowly. I think I lost 3 stone in like 3 weeks.
Right, okay.
3.5 weeks.
Jeepers.
Just under a month. Like I faded away to nothing, because I was
Yeah.
playing Filthies until 1 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday, and people will go, "That's just one night." But then I was then doing it the rest of the weekend. I was trying to pick up pieces of lost sleep going into school on a Monday. I'm trying to do 3 different subjects, and they weren't like, people say they're Mickey Mouse subjects, but I think they were
What were
quite
you
hard.
doing?
PE, drama, and history.
Yeah.
So very, very like
History
PE was
especially is like a...
I'll-
Fellow drama, A-level enthusiast.
it's rough, like, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it's not easy.
No, it's not necessarily hard, but it's more the fact that there's so much.
Just draining. Yeah,
so much to do.
Basically
because-
doing drama and English.
Yeah, exactly,
what I
because
mean?
it's like essays. It's just essays upon essays.
Yeah.
And obviously PE, you have the mix. You have the biology part of it,
And
and,
then the
the
practical side of it,
psychology,
yeah,
the
yeah.
practicals, everything. And history was just a pain in the hole. Like I loved history, but I hated history A level.
Doing the actual
I
subject,
love
yeah.
it so much. Like I'm an absolute nerd for history, but in terms of doing written work, anyway. So yeah, no, it got to the point where I was like, we were talking. It was just like, you have to make a decision, and Looking back, I think I made the right decision,
Yeah.
but I'm also bored out my tits now every single day. Like, there's days where I'd be like, oh, I know that I need to, make a video or write a song.
Yeah.
But then you're also like, I can't be arsed.
Yeah.
And it's so, like, so I'm just back from America, as I said.
Yeah.
And I spent a couple of days with different people. And they're musicians themselves, and they're doing quite well.
Mm-hmm.
But they're constantly in an environment where music is everything. They're living in houses with musicians. They're under labels with people. They're working together constantly every single day. So they wake up in the morning, there's somebody playing a guitar, there's somebody doing this. They're surrounded by that. I wake up in the morning and my mum's down the stairs making her breakfast with the dogs.
Yeah.
And I have no, like, the musician friends I have don't, one of them lives in Bangor and the other one is Belfast and the other one's Derry or Londonderry or wherever.
Yeah.
And, there's no, like, hub, or there's no one, like, I couldn't wake up in the morning and go, right here, do you want to go and do this for an hour?
Do you want to go write a song, or do you want to go?
There's nothing for that. There's nobody, there's nothing at all. There's no, for music in Northern Ireland is just so bland.
Individual, almost?
Yeah, it's bland as well in terms of the arts councils and all the rest of it. They pump a lot of the money into the musical theatre, which I think is brilliant because it's where it led me to get, and it gave me the confidence to even do what I'm doing, and it gave me class memories and people as well. But I think for anybody to progress any further, there needs to be more of an environment of it, and it's hard to say because there's a million musicians in Belfast.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to do it. Or everybody has a dream of being a singer. But it's trying to set yourself apart, and it's hard to set yourself apart whenever the only things that get pushed are trends that everybody else is doing.
Yes.
Different things like that. So it's a hard one. It's sticky. But I wouldn't change it. Like.
Yeah, I think probably in the long run, being able to have the option to leave school at your age and then, like, pursue music is great.
Yeah.
It's a really, like, and a lot of people wouldn't get that opportunity at the same time.
No, not at all. And mum and dad have been 100% so supportive with it. Like, they have not, there was never once they were like, you need to stay in school, you need to go to uni. They were like, you do what you want, you can live with us until you're 40 if you need.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. And we'll help you where we can. And they've been 100% with it all. So it's just sort of figuring out what's next, I guess, and seeing where to go with it, you know what I mean? But yeah, no, it's been a crazy year.
Yeah, I can imagine.
A couple of years.
You went pretty viral
Yeah.
for two things. Was it Luke Combs you sang in the street with? No, well, you played.
Adam,
Yeah.
and he listened to my song.
Yes.
And then the first one was Zach Bryan.
You got on stage with Zach Bryan?
Did, yeah.
Yes. Where was that at?
Dublin.
Yeah.
In the Helix.
Right, okay.
UCD campus.
How does that even come about?
I was adamant that I was going to be singing with him that night.
Right, okay.
I was
okay.
like, this is going to happen.
Good to go
with
the plan.
100%. Like, we were there 6 hours before the doors opened or something.
Right, okay.
Only standing there waiting to queue. There's nobody else queuing.
Yeah.
Like, not until maybe an hour before the show, then people started to arrive. So pointless in the long run, but worked out. So I'd taken bits of paper, but I didn't know what I was going to do. So I'd made like 3 signs with different things, like different fun. Like the first one was like, "Oh, Zach, I've headed all this way south to see you. Let me sing a song or something stupid."
Yeah.
And then the one I went with was, "Zach, let me sing a song with you. There'll be no cure if I can," which is another one of his songs.
Yes. Okay.
And he saw the No Cure and was like, "Do you want to sing No Cure?" And I didn't want to sing No Cure.
Yeah.
I'll be so honest, I couldn't sing that song.
Yeah.
But whenever Zach Bryan goes, "Do you want to take No Cure?"
You're like,
you say
yeah,
you say
yeah,
whatever.
100%.
You know,
Yeah.
So I was holding the sign, like we were at the bar, and I was sort of holding the sign down here because I didn't want to be weird. And then there was 2 girls beside me that were like, "Will you put that sign up already? Like, hurry up!" So they were the ones that actually pushed my arms up, and like he saw it, and yeah, I don't really remember much of it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I can imagine it turns into like a bit of like a.
It was a bit of a blur.
Who was filming it?
My dad. Well,
okay, yeah.
My dad and the other 1,500
It's like
people.
Batman, he's just everywhere.
Manager. I got sent a ton of videos the next day.
Yeah,
All these random people and stuff. Warner Music messaged me,
Right,
which is his Zach Bryan's label.
Yeah.
That he releases through. They were like, "Do you mind if we use this video? Love it, blah blah blah." I had Lab Bible had me posted.
Really?
Lab Bible had it
Right,
on.
okay.
and a couple of different things. It's on YouTube under some Quebec videos or something.
Okay.
That one has like 15,000 views,
Right,
so
okay,
Quebec
yeah.
videos must have enough
Go
followers.
ahead. Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was sick. That was awesome, and it's actually worked out well. So like as I said, I was in America last week.
Mm-hmm.
After Dublin, I got quite good friends with his bass guitarist. Like
Right.
we chat all the time.
Right.
And I said to him, I was like, I'm heading to Texas. Do you know anybody that might be useful for me to chat to? Meet up with anything? He's like, oh, so just come to a show. I was like, right, okay. So we drove 9 hours to Alabama from Texas, and got there.
Drive, man. Yeah.
It was rough.
What's the entertainment on a 9-hour drive like?
Sleep and looking at all the casinos going through crazy.
Okay, fair.
Betting's illegal in Texas. Can't gamble in Texas.
At all?
Not
You
at
can
all.
shoot everything in Texas, but you can't gamble.
Yeah, you
Can't
can shoot
gamble.
your neighbour for picking up your post.
You know it's not illegal to not be on your phone as well. You can drive on your phone in Texas, but you can't gamble.
So you can't gamble, but
It still remains the Wild West. Like it's,
Yeah, it
it's
is
mental.
nuts.
when you were in Texas, were you ever like, oh, I'm a bit of danger here, or was it always just chill?
On the roads, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
No, I definitely did. Whenever I got there the first night, the person I was staying with and her neighbour brought out like a revolver and a Glock, and I was like, sick.
Nah.
That's class. Me
I
put
was
it
like,
away.
When's
we're
the next
sorted
flight home?
anyway,
Yeah,
over it
yeah.
if anything happens. But yeah, no, I ended up going down to Alabama, going to the Hangout Fest, and we got the best tickets for a festival I have ever had in my entire life. So it was guest list, obviously, but I thought that was just like, you just get through.
Yeah.
Nah, we got everything.
Right. Okay.
VVIP area, the artist private beach, which was out back of the backstage, where only the artists were allowed to be.
Right.
Like I'm sitting on the sun lounger. Do you know who Megan Maroney is?
I've heard of her.
Megan Maroney walked up beside me. Oh my!
Yeah.
Oh Lord, that woman is my wife. Like I love her so much. I got all nervous.
Did you tell her this?
Oh no, no way! I barely was able to ask her for a photo. I was like,
Wish he was in the Hatfield. Yeah.
You lean in, you're like, have you heard of Carrickfergus Castle?
Yeah.
Taking a wee dip.
do you know our filthy McNasty?
Yeah. I think it's Sainsbury's in Gark.
And I went over to her. I was like, excuse me. I turned into a 4-year-old boy. Like,
Yeah.
asking for sweeties.
100%.
Put her arm around me and I was like, and then I turned around and at the bar was Lana Del Rey.
Seriously.
Yeah. And like I'm sitting here like this wee boy from Carrick,
Yeah.
North Shore, nowhere on the Gulf of Mexico in Alabama, with these guest list tickets that I don't know why I have, and I like
It's like imposter syndrome.
Yeah, 100%. I just had to pretend like I was there. I was there for a reason.
I think we do that here a lot as well.
Yeah.
Is just go, we're from Belfast, Northern Ireland, Carrickfergus shouldn't be feel out of place here.
But
Which, fair enough.
was
you're
like
trying
Lana
to-
Del Rey's beside me.
Like,
Who
fair
am
enough.
I?
Yeah.
It's Lana Del Rey, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Excuse me, I'm playing the limelight. Thanks very much.
Yeah, do you want to come?
Do you want to open?
Afterwards?
Lana Del Rey opens.
Could you imagine? And that guy, that we saw, give him a little boot thing.
Yeah.
He was sitting beside me. I stood chatted to him for like half an hour.
Really?
Such a nice guy, Paul Russell. Lovely fella. But yeah, so that came because of Dublin. This guy's named Zephyr Avalon. I doubt he's watching this, but if you are,
Shout out.
shout out Zephyr. Lovely guy. Really, really nice. But yeah, that went viral in Dublin. I see how people on podcasts, I'd be listening to like Tea With Me, and I'm like, why are they on 6 different topics at once?
Oh,
I
yeah.
see how it happens now.
It flies like.
Yeah, so that went viral. I think it's sitting on like 888,000 views or something. It's my most
Right, okay.
viral video to date.
Yeah.
But then there's a couple other ones that have good views. The photos of me and Luke Combs have like 200k.
Did you? So, I take it he was obviously here for a show.
Yeah.
Did you? We'll call it a spade. Did you track him down, or did you just happen to bump into him?
I can't disclose.
Yeah. Outside the
I
hotel.
didn't track him down.
Yes.
I see your dad has a red dot train in your head right now.
That's it.
I
My dad
didn't-
does everything, bookings,
I
tracking
didn't
their homes,
track
all this.
him
Yeah.
rather than I knew where he was going to be because I was told to go there at a certain time.
Right. Okay.
But
Not asking for a source, but someone said to you,
Bit inside
if you go to outside
I was
27
told,
at a
like,
certain time,
yeah, it was like, look, I can't promise you that you'll see him, but if you go there at around that time,
he's in that
he's
area.
in that building. Well, somewhere around that.
JFK.
So,
Yeah.
I can't disclose my sources because I get.
And did you
trouble.
play it for him, or did you go for it then? and
No,
there?
I let him hear it on my phone.
Okay.
It was a cover of his song that I let him hear, that One Too Many. He was all chuffed. because I couldn't get tickets for the show whatsoever.
Right. Okay.
We were in 4 pre-sales, general sale, everything.
I thought your father would have been able to pull a few,
No,
strings.
Actually not.
Yeah.
I pulled the strings.
Okay.
So it was the night before,
Right.
and I still didn't have a ticket.
Uh-huh.
I was getting mad FOMO.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah.
I was posting story upon story upon story, being like, I have no tickets for the Combs.
Uh-huh.
And I got a message from a girl. She's a Scottish influencer. It's called the Digger Girl.
Right. Okay.
She's got like hundreds of thousands of followers. Like,
Mhm.
I didn't even know why she follows me. But she's lovely, so dead on. She was like, "Do you live in Belfast?" That was her response to the story, and I was like, "Just outside."
Yeah.
And she's like, "I have 4 tickets for Look Combs tomorrow. It's me and my 2 friends. We were using 3 of them. If you pick us up from the airport, I'll give you the other ticket."
Sir.
I was like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah.
I was
Inter-
like,
International or George Best? Yeah.
I was
yeah.
like, I'll come to Dublin and pick you
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
She was like, yeah, my manager got me these as a surprise, thinking they were for Glasgow. They ended up being for Belfast. We have a spare ticket. I'd rather it goes to you than go to waste.
Madness. So what
The
airport was it
luck
in?
is just
International.
dripping down. Like.
I know. It's international.
We went and picked them up
Down
at
the road. Yeah.
7 o'clock on that Saturday morning.
Uh-huh.
Took them to their hotel, let them get sorted out. I went home, got showered, changed. I went back up to meet them. We went for a drink, went for food, smash bros.
Hey,
Took them for
take
the.
it. I want to do that. Have you seen the challenge thing they're doing where they do this thing? John Zoo had done it and Tommy McCarthy and Tyrone had done it where it's just like this big smash bros burger. And it's just like who can finish it the quickest, pretty much. I think
Is
John's.
there a reward or is it just
I don't know. Clogged arteries, just.
diabetes?
yeah. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
was going to say, trip to the meter.
Smash Bros, get on to us. Both do it right here. Big, yeah. I
That's
think,
your 100 episode.
yeah.
Just eat burgers, like.
Telling you about 50 quid.
You don't even know who I'm pulling up for the 100th episode.
Mate,
Say
I'm
it was.
telling you. You can tell us now. Have you pulled any sort of strings whatsoever? 'Cause
Right
if not,
now?
we'll have to speak to Robbie's dad.
Right now,
Yeah.
I can't disclose
He's
anything.
bluffing. He's talking.
No, I don't know if
He's
that
got a
could
Grammy
be.
coming in
Yeah,
the
that
chat,
could
like.
be. That could be. I've done absolutely zero for it, and I've just remembered about it.
Or Bruno
it
Mars
could
will be here next
yeah, or it could be Kevin Hart's coming into the studio.
Well, see what happens.
Have you done anything? Have you made any movement?
Loads.
That's wild. Like,
Have you done anything?
Thought about it.
Thought about it what, right now,
Your
right,
next guest
right
is a
this
cabbage
second.
on the chair.
How, we did it next week?
No, it'll be a couple of weeks.
That's fine.
So basically,
Put it that
what I'm hearing is you've done sweet at
Give me
FA.
a break, lad.
Okay.
I have had so much to do in the past. I mean, not to disclose my thoughts, but
No,
I've been planning a music video. I've run this.
Hey, have you ever made a music video done?
I
Hit the big
there's
man
a-
up.
I would have to wait 6 weeks for him to
Oh,
actually
no,
send it
oh, no, my mates are in a band called Sweet Neptune. Shout out, I do their music videos, so I've been planning their new music video. We're going up the morns for it. We're all we're going far up. I've been planning the route
Yeah,
out
yeah.
and stuff. If you give me a break, there'll be a few banners.
Okay, do you know what, just happy
party-
happy birthday.
Party banners.
Yeah, this is what I'll do.
I have ideas.
Okay.
I don't need to execute them.
As I've said to you before as well, the 50 quid budget, it's not a target.
It's not a target, but it could be met.
It's not a target, but I feel like you're
Feel
like,
like
oh, I spent like £48. So I'll be like, all right, mate, buy yourself a monster or
You'd ask for
something.
the change.
Yeah.
The 2 in crypto, it's fine.
But I know what you mean about topics and just straying away. What were we talking about? Oh, yes, so you went for a drink with these girls.
Yeah. I went for a drink with them. Smash Bros. And then 50 quid. I don't know why I said that.
Might want to pull that mic slightly closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Went for food and then went to Thirsty Goat.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very close swear.
Okay.
It was.
Yeah.
Strategically planned, you know.
Yeah.
So we did that. And we had went around and had a nosy. There was no life.
Right.
So we went back to Thirsty Goat.
What time is this at?
3 in the afternoon, maybe.
And with these girls, you're with aware that, like, you were on the hunt for Mr. Holmes?
Yeah.
Okay. And
I'll tell you the actual story off camera.
okay.
Okay. I'll tell you later.
You do a bit. So you go back.
Yeah.
No sign.
No sign. And then we go back and we sit down.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting thinking to myself, I'm like, it's bound to be by now.
Yeah.
I went back around. It was
Really?
Yeah.
So you see
just
him.
happened to be walking out the door as I.
Right. Okay. Are you able to tell us on camera what building he was coming out of? No. Okay.
Because that really will get me in trouble.
Okay.
By somebody far richer and more
Right.
popular than I am.
Okay. Bro, he's dealing with Jeff Bezos here. So then you come out. He's standing there. What do you do?
Cry.
Did you actually?
Yeah, I mean, I had tears in my I didn't know what to do.
Dropped his knees.
I'd hyped myself up so badly about meeting him that I was like, he's in front of me. I was like, this man introduced me to country music properly. Like, what am I supposed to say to him?
Yeah.
And he's one of the nicest celebrities people I've ever met. Like, he just put his arms around me and gave me a hug. And he's like, you're good, don't worry. Yeah. I was like, then we started chatting.
Tears on your face.
I was like, I'm sorry, Mr. Cole. So we chatted for a minute. His boss actually came up to pick him up, like 30 seconds after I started speaking to him.
Oh, okay.
And he turned around to the driver and he's like, no, you go do a loop. I'm speaking.
Do a loop?
He's like, you come back and get me. I'm speaking to somebody. I'm busy.
Mad.
No way. I was like, no.
Driver's probably.
I was like, no.
Yeah.
I was like, no, nobody would do that.
Yeah, they'd just be like, sorry, man,
I'm
boss is
busy.
here.
Yeah. And then I was like, you've no idea. I tried to get tickets so bad, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, how many do you need? And I was like, oh, I got one. I was like, but like my sister is at home like in tears because she didn't get it. And he goes, no worries, what's her name? And I told him her name. And he goes, right, there's 4 tickets for your family at the box office.
Sir.
I was like,
mad.
I was like, we only need 3. And he's like,
mad if the SSC were like, Mr. Like, look, there's literally no tickets left. He's just like, there's 4 at the box office. There's not though, because you just said it right down the street.
So I was like, I already have one. He's like, there's 4 in case you change your mind. You want to sit beside your folks. There's an extra ticket. I was like, no way.
Yeah.
And at that point, are you just streaming?
Yeah. I was like, no, I didn't even have tears left. I didn't even know English.
Dried out.
I forgot how to speak English. I was just sort of like,
yeah.
I remember walking along after he left, and I walked on. I rang my dad. Again.
He's like, yeah, I was driving the bus.
He's like, I was watching from the rooftops. You did good.
Cape and all.
He's got his binoculars.
Blowing in the wind.
I rang them. My sister was in the car, and I was like, "What are you saying?" And they're like, "Oh, we're on our way to KFC." And I was like, "You might want to turn around and go home."
May get me a burger.
They were like, "What? Why?" And I was like, "I just meant to come. There's 4 tickets for you all to come to the show tonight." And my sister wheeled.
Really?
Yeah, wheeled. Yeah. She's like, Robbie, no way, Robbie, oh my god.
Be mad if he just didn't follow through on it.
Could you imagine?
Sorry,
it might be meant if you were just joking.
Yeah,
you're lying to them.
She's
crying. She'd never forgive you.
But then obviously, as I said, we had a spare ticket, so my friend was dying to go as well, and she got to go too. So
unreal.
It was nice.
That is class. When you played him the song, he was very.
He listened to it, like. He didn't just go, oh yeah, brilliant. Like he had.
play. That's class, man.
Yeah, unreal.
He
listened to get 30, 45 seconds of it. Like
good.
Just was like, I think he was really appreciative that like.
You're not just a random guy that's come up.
Yeah.
With, there's clearly a bit of like I'm a singer myself, and I'm.
My granny's ringing me.
Feel free if you need to.
No, she rings just 6 times a day just to speak.
Oh,
help my granny. Shout out Maggie. Margaret.
Shout out Maggie.
Just shout out me. Call her Maggie.
Oh, sorry. Shout out Margaret.
Yeah, no, it was class. Nice guy. Up there with the celebrities that I've met, or country singers. Anyway.
Yes. Yeah.
I collected them like Pokemons.
Yeah. I can imagine. I'm trying to think. What would your guys' equivalent be to like meeting someone like that in the street?
Well, in the street, I don't know. I've met people from doing extras. Like I've met really famous people doing that, but that's like
Fassbender and stuff.
Michael Fassbender, Christoph Waltz, from Glorious Bastards. I mean, a few other people. It was basically, it's the trailer's out now. I'm in the Kneecap trailer that just came out.
Oh, are you?
How do we look for it? I'm in there somewhere.
Are you in Kneecap?
Yeah, I did. That's where Michael Fassbender's on.
He's a fellow with a balaclava.
Flip! I didn't even.
Yeah. He's the dad in Kneecap. Which is pretty mental.
Right, okay.
You cast yourself as yourselves, and then you're like, who's going to play my dad? My dad? No, Michael Fassbender.
And can you see you in the trailer?
I can see a wee bit.
Oh, you got that dirty hair.
I see the corner of his ear.
I'm in 2 scenes. I was in, sorry to take over, I was in The Telegraph when it's the big scene. That's like the big climax. And I'm in a GA bar, and I have you will not miss me. I had bleached blonde hair, and I had... it was like long hair, and I had a multicolored Nike Jordans coat on.
Was that?
Nothing happened with that.
Okay,
And
yeah.
Keep it.
no,
He's trying to.
Christoph Waltz was awesome. He had a massive mustache, and I was dancing with him somewhere. Any stories from yourself, Ben?
But like, if you did, who would be your equivalent? Like, who would be
Who's
the?
your Luke
sorry.
Yes,
who I-
that's
who
what I mean.
I
Who's
want.
your Luke
I went
Combs?
a full tangent of like,
Yeah,
has
yeah.
anyone ever stopped and gave you $4,000 or something? Who'd I want to meet? Up until recently, I would have said Mark Hamill, but I don't really think.
Scorsese, I would have thought.
Scorsese,
yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, Mark Hamill would have been good until he started
Yeah,
making
yeah, yeah.
a couple of these comments,
Yes.
and I'm going, good enough of that. But definitely Marty Scorsese would definitely be the number one for me to meet.
Got nicknames and all from already.
I love
Best
him.
mates.
I love him.
Big Marty.
I'd say yours. If I was guessing, are you a big Dave fan? I'd say Dave.
I would not have guessed that.
Is he a
I was
rapper?
thinking
Dave's
like,
a rapper. Yeah.
Andre Rieu or something, some classical violinist or something.
Yeah.
Tell you, car rides are awful. Ben, he'll be like, "Can we stick on some
Thick
Beethoven
classic
here?"
FM. Yeah.
Hans Zimmer.
Here's something I want to ask you. Right. No.
Oh, God.
Me?
Yes. This is a. I know I'd be mad if I just like was like, here, boys.
Don't want any more.
This has been a debate particularly between me and Aaron for a good couple of years now, right?
Probably about 5 years, I'd say.
I think, right, and this I need to preface this. If Ed Sheeran, so you take Ed Sheeran out of the modern day,
Okay.
same songs, most of the same songs, and plop them into the 80s.
No, 70s. You
80s.
said 70s. You said 70s
I said
originally.
80s.
Well, then my argument.
Okay, well that's fine. We'll go 70s because I think he'd fit in like a glove.
No.
I think he'd fit in like a
Not even close.
Yeah, no,
Mate,
I'm not taking this.
not even
I'm
close.
not taking this. I'm not taking this.
Robbie, you just became my favorite guest in
Yeah.
this
So,
entire
I-
podcast.
Listen, if
Your head's lit.
Speaking to a country singer,
I know,
mate.
that's okay.
Ed Sheeran was wee loud and guitar
He-
playing in the 70s.
In the 70s, I think.
Well, you can go for 80s then, but I think Robbie's going to heavily disagree on that.
Okay.
Even the
one.
80s, mate, you're
It's
thinking
a-
like...
it's
So you think the only time Ed Sheeran exists in
You're
as
thinking,
popular as
you're
he is
telling me
right
like
now?
Galway Girl's going to go in there with like, take on...
Yeah, I'd say
No,
yeah.
take on me. Take on me. You're
Bloodstream.
Bloodstream.
Is
that one of his
no,
first
That
that's
is like the
not-
most
that's not Bloodstream.
2000 songs. in his
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
like
Robbie, we've had
no,
this
wait,
argument
I'm blanking
for
here.
consistently
I
about
don't
5
think he's
years.
going to like give up and admit that he's
He's not.
wrong.
No, it's one thing about Daniel is he's stubborn.
no,
He will
I'm
not-
telling
he
you,
will
man.
not.
I'm telling
He's
you.
not gonna- he's
I'll
getting-
wreck this
he's
whole
getting all
school.
red. He's getting all angry now.
Not, I'll wreck the
quick.
whole room. I'll trash the place.
Cherry
man.
tomato red. Like.
I'm telling you right now, if you take Ed Sheeran out of now, so he doesn't exist now, you plop him in the 70s or the 80s, whatever one you want, I don't care.
It's not.
And
The whole here.
he plays,
I-
he does all the same stuff.
The movie Yesterday answered this argument for you. With the Beatles. Have you seen this movie?
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't really enjoy it, but it answered it. Right, I'm telling you, it answered. I've just thought about
You can't base it
No.
off a fictional movie though.
Mate,
With the Beatles, isn't
Right,
it?
so the Beatles.
Sure can,
right,
like.
I know. Sorry, I'm
the Beatles. You're like Jonathan Groff and Hamilton. Just.
I'm not getting that one.
Just
I got that
Yeah.
one. It's fine.
I knew Robbie was
Musical theatre,
musical
yeah,
theatre. The what do you call it? The whole thing is the Beatles are wiped, except for some reason one guy knows it, right? And then he goes, Ed Sheeran comes to his house and they become best mates the same way that guy walked up to you in car.
Yeah.
It's except it's Ed Sheeran this time. And then they have like a songwriting competition, and Ed Sheeran says that he wants to change "Hey Jude" to "Hey Dude."
But obviously, it's a fictional film. It's not
lad,
going to be the
that's
same.
canon. That's canon.
Look, regardless of whether it's a fictional film or not, it wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work.
Just cut your losses and admit it wouldn't work.
Ed,
Robbie, this episode's about 10, about 40 minutes early. It's gonna be-
Ed, if you're out there and you're listening, man, just so you know, I back you.
You want to ring him?
You probably know him.
I'd be nuts.
Get you to him, no worries.
I'm not being funny. Do you have any contact, Ed Sheeran?
Probably, yeah.
Oh,
Was that Kevin Bacon 6 degrees? Was that Kevin Bacon thing where it's like 6 people and then you know someone?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, probably some way or another.
Well, Ed, if you're listening, right?
Oh, no, I could get you to him 3.
Seriously,
What?
Yeah. Well,
are you being actually serious?
yeah, near enough.
All I want to do is ask him this question. I would say, do you think you could do well in the 70s and 80s?
I mean, I
Or
could get you
not?
to him theoretically, but you not think that if I was able to call Ed Sheeran, I'd already done it.
Yeah, probably to be fair.
And do you not think if you made the effort, you wouldn't make the effort to ask him if he thinks he would
Yeah,
slip
literally.
into the 70s?
Do you think you're
Surely
someone
that,
like
like
a
the
glove?
first question, lad, you're asking is, mate, 40 years
Probably
ago, would
more
you
like,
fit in?
how's it going?
Yeah, well,
Would be how I started the
he's got us on hot
conversation.
sauce, doesn't he?
Yeah, Teddy's Tingles.
Yeah,
But weird.
Teddy's Tingles.
Sounds like a loop.
Teddy's Tingles. So that's good. So we're all in agreement that then he would have fit in perfectly.
No.
Yes. Right.
You're
so,
the only person in this room that thinks that.
Ben, back me up here, man. Man, come on. It's a flipping...
You're speaking to a
Come on,
Dave
this
enthusiast here. He's not going to give you anything.
Yeah.
You technically did. Remember that guy got on stage with Dave?
Yeah.
See, when I went to Dublin, I learned nearly.
Who's that, G?
I was going to be the next.
He wore the same outfit as your mama.
Genuinely, that would have been the most viral meme of the last 10 years.
That would have
if
been
you had
cracker.
gone on
If
stage
Will
with
and
Dave.
Ian was on stage.
Yeah. Minecraft Steve gets on with Dave in Dublin. But that you pretty much
You
did
actually got
that
up there,
but
didn't
country.
Yeah.
You
With
think
Zach
you were going
Bryan?
to come on stage?
I was convinced.
No, yeah, Zach Bryan's country. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I started the whole thing.
Yeah.
I was the first person ever brought up on stage.
Did you ever get brought
And
on
now he
stage?
does it every single time. And Mr. Bryan, if you're watching this,
Yes.
he now gives away £1,500 Gibson guitars to everybody that gets up on stage with him.
Surely.
I'd be right.
I didn't get a £1,500 Gibson
Write a
guitar.
receipt. Write a receipt and get
I have
a
my
check or
Martin
something.
in there. I love it, but I take a Gibson. It's not fair,
That's
is
in there
it?
as well.
He's sitting in the corner.
Yeah, I mean, Brian, get on it. Come on the podcast and defend yourself.
Yeah, mate.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
How
mate.
sick would that be, man?
Well, the 100th episode, we might have to have you back on and pull a few strings.
Man, as if you've lifted it, as if you've opened one eyelid to think about it. Like, but you're in America.
Yes.
Tell us a bit more about America.
Yeah, America was class.
Mm-hmm.
But
You there by
also,
yourself?
yeah, it was a shambles. At the same
Solo
time.
travel.
Yeah, solo travel's not for me. First load of days were grand. You know, getting there was fine. Obviously, played a show in Austin. Went to Alabama, and then I flipped to Kentucky to see a family that I stayed with a few years ago. So I decided to visit them while I was over there, because God knows when I'm back.
Yeah.
So here's where it starts to get messy. And so it was cheaper for me to keep my flights from Houston, Texas, originally,
Right.
just than moving them to Kentucky. So
Imagine this is my mind palace. Keep going.
I flew back from Kentucky down to Texas.
Right.
So I landed in Texas on the Tuesday night. Woke up the next morning to go to get my flight. My flights were from Houston, Texas to Dallas, Texas, and then Dallas, Texas to Dublin. That was my flight plan. I would have been home.
Okay.
I would have been home on the Thursday morning.
Right.
Got to the airport for my Dallas flight.
Flight to
Cancelled it.
Dallas. Yeah.
Cancelled it.
Okay. It's cancelled.
So I can't make it to Dallas to get my Dublin flight. No.
Right. Oh, so then the Dublin flight is then gone because obviously you can't be there.
Texas, I was there in enough time that Texas is huge, but Dallas and Houston, there's only like 3.5 hours between them drive.
Right. Okay.
But I can't drive in America.
Yes.
So I stood in a customer service queue for 2 hours.
Oh, no.
2 hours.
No.
There was
Brains
other
out, man.
flights outside
Blood
out
my
of
brains out.
Houston that night. They could have got me to Dublin.
You wouldn't.
No,
So there's a
they
flight. So there was a flight that could have got you to Dublin.
could have got me to
from
Dublin.
Houston. Just
Houston that
yeah.
night. I waited that long in the queue
That it went.
that it went. Not went. Got booked up. Because people were trying to take it. So I wait for 2 hours. Say to the fella, I'm like, look, I have a show to play tomorrow night. He didn't know I was playing Filthies. He thought he knew what I was playing a show.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to be home by tomorrow. Like, use it messed up. Get me to Dallas. Get me to Dublin. I don't care. I was like, I'll go to Spain and I'll link back from Spain.
Yeah.
Because there was a British Airways flight that was going to Madrid
Just
and
get
then
me-
Madrid to Dublin.
yeah, just
I was
get me
like,
anywhere.
take me to Europe. Get me to Europe and I'll get an EasyJet flight. Like, I didn't care.
Yeah.
So he was like, no, Bernard was his name.
Bernard.
Bernard was lovely.
Bernard, if you're watching.
Bernard,
Bernard.
if you come on the podcast eventually.
Shout out. Bernard was good to me. Like, he did help. He tried,
Okay,
to,
okay.
tried to help as much as he could.
What
He's
age is
like
Bernard?
60s.
Jeepers, Bernard. Get the pants on, bro.
Nah,
Yeah,
older
yeah.
African American man.
Okay.
Lovely
On
guy.
the strings.
Yeah,
Lovely,
yeah.
lovely guy.
Bernard. Okay.
Glasses though.
Right. Okay. Picture him now.
Yeah. So Bernard was dead on.
Yeah.
He did everything he could, and he was like, "Look, I can't get you to Dublin by tomorrow."
He hasn't done everything. He's
Yeah. He's like, "There's."
He's not done everything, good man.
He's like,
You're not
"I'm
going
looking
anywhere."
at the flights to
Yeah.
get you to London,
Okay.
London to Dublin." He was
Yeah.
like, "I can't select a seat. It's telling me 0 seats." He's like, "I'm looking at them here. I'll show you." He did show me that it's at 0 seats. So I was like, right, whatever. He's like, "I can get you Friday morning at the earliest." I went, right, fine, take me. So they flew me from Houston that night to Chicago.
Right.
Got out in Chicago that night. Put me in a hotel. Woke up the next morning. They kicked me out of the hotel at 11:30 or something. The flight to Dublin that night wasn't until 5 to 9.
Gee.
So I'm stuck in this airport, and I go up to the fella, and I'm like,
Chicago?
in Chicago, hundreds of miles from anyone I know.
Yeah.
So I was like, I go up to the fella, I'm like, how early can I check in? He's like, 2-3 hours before. I was like, okay. I was, can you just double check everything's okay with this flight, because I got rebooked on it. And he's like, oh no, you're on standby. You don't have a guaranteed seat for this flight.
Mate.
Gee.
I was like, what do you mean I don't have a guaranteed seat? I was like, you sent me to Chicago, hundreds and hundreds of miles away from anybody I know, kicked me out of my hotel, and I'm here. This is it. This
Yeah.
is all I have.
Yeah.
You're looking at me.
You're on standby.
I have a
right now, I
guitar,
suppose yeah.
a backpack, my carry-on suitcase clipped onto my backpack, and my whole luggage. I'm clipping my heels and my Birks, like. Gonna see the back of them things torn apart because of that. Not really.
Yeah.
I'm trying to claim everything from American Airlines.
Get Zach Brown to get your new pet.
Oh, here, Andrew would love a story. He'd be claiming everything.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Get
I was
the application
listening-
forms out there
No,
now.
I was literally
Yeah,
listening
yeah.
to that podcast yesterday, and I was like, I need an Andrew Ryan with me.
250 quid in there now.
I was genuinely thinking about texting him to see how much I could get
Yeah.
off. Like,
He'd love
you know,
Mate, he'd
he'd have
sniff
a
that DM
day
out. Yeah,
American stuff. Like, he seems to be good with London to Dublin or London to Belfast.
Maybe
Imagine I
it's
give him
not
international.
He'd be
Yeah.
researching. We're going to get back to you in about 5 minutes.
Have,
He'd
have,
cream
have
himself.
you claimed compensation?
Not yet. I'm trying to go try through.
Sniff.
Anyway,
Sniff
it gets
around
worse.
Andrew Ryan, mate,
It
I'm
gets
telling you.
worse.
Oh,
Yeah.
stop now.
So he says that, and I'm like, right, well, I just have to wait and see and hope they put me on this.
Bernard's gone by this stage.
Bernard's gone. Bernard's still in Texas.
Bernard died.
So I'm speaking to some fella.
You were the last customer.
Fades
ever.
away like Yoda. in Return of
Bernard
the Jedi.
did. He was standing. He's like saying to his boss, he goes, "I'm gonna my break after this. I've had enough of this." Shit. So fair enough.
He's
He's
right,
like,
Bernard.
I've been going since 8 o'clock this
He
morning.
disappeared, all his clothes hit the ground. and everything.
So I wait for a couple of hours. They open check-in at 4:30.
Yep.
Hallelujah.
Right.
So I check in. They charge me an extra £100 for my bag, which I had already paid previously with my American Airlines, but because it was a different airline, it was all this. Because pause. American Airlines have like a partnership with Aer Lingus, so they were able to book me on this Aer Lingus flight for the Thursday night. Back to the story. So this was an Aer Lingus flight, 8:55 from Chicago to Dublin.
Yep.
Lands in Dublin at 5:54 a.m.
Yeah.
Something stupid like that. So I get through. I'm like, right, happy days. I'm coming home. This is it, sort of. Get through security. Go get myself McDonald's. I'm sitting there chilling out.
What's the McDonald's order? Just curious.
McDonald's in America has less selection than we do,
Right, okay. Interesting.
which I was surprised by.
Yeah.
It's not good.
No,
It's not good. It's just so sugary and awful. I know McDonald's is sugary and awful.
Yes, we were before this podcast.
Yeah, but it's even more sugary and
the
awful.
Big
Yeah.
Mac sauce.
Is that the white and red one?
No, it's like Big Mac, like the burger.
Big Mac sauce.
The sauce though.
Yeah,
Sauce and burger.
it's not white and red. It's
It's like an
I had a
orangey
white-
colour. Not an orangey, like
like a
a
pinky color.
When I was in Florida, I had a white and red sauce, and I never want to touch that thing again.
white and red.
I don't know what they were.
Mayo and ketchup.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mate,
Like,
yeah, had saucy sauce.
They were co-
Heinz ketchup
Saucy
actually do that. It's called saucy sauce.
Saucy sauce.
Proper nice, mate.
Nah,
Proper nice.
destroyed me. It was in 2015. I was like, never come back.
Yeah.
I got myself a Big Mac meal with 3 bacon strips.
Nice. Balling out like you may as well.
Right in yourself.
You've been messed
I
about.
was like, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter.
Daddy's coming home. 3 bacon
I was
strips.
like, last day of my holidays.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Bernard's paying.
He actually did too. Give me a meat butcher.
Did I actually? There you go.
Didn't use them though.
Shut up, Bernard.
So anyway, waited at
Ripped
the
them up in
gate.
front of him.
Waited at the gate. I just kept taking them because I wanted to stroke them, and then realized that actually it doesn't stroke them until I use them.
Oh,
So I just have all these meal vouchers that
Yeah,
have just
yeah.
been not used.
Not correct then.
So anyway, go to the gate. I'm waiting at the gate for ages. Plane's there like 3 hours beforehand because there's only 2 flights in now. So wait, it's fine. Call for boarding. We board. Bags are on. All the doors are closed. Except the boarding door, and the pilot's just like, "Oh, 2 minutes. We bit of delay here. We're just fixing something with the door." 10 minutes later, the pilot comes on and he goes, "Yeah, the panel on the door's cracked. This flight's cancelled."
Yeah, that was cool.
We're boarded the flight.
3 strips in, 3 bacon strips in.
I
3
know.
bacon strips and a
Yeah.
bottle of radioactive
You've
Fanta in. Like,
You've eaten the bacon strips.
I had
down,
my
like.
neck pillow on.
Oh no.
I'd-
You were
I'd my
ready,
movie
you ready to
picked.
hit the hay, like.
I had my movie picked. I had the melatonin in my hand,
Oh no.
ready to conk out.
What'd you do?
Plane.
Yeah.
Dirty progressively.
Bernard came and drove it. Flew it, sorry, I should say.
Brick
So-
fix the door in 2 seconds.
They basically were like, right, everybody off the plane. Got all our bags off. This is now 11:30, 12 at night. Then I get up to the queue.
Nothing but 3 meal vouchers. You're there,
Queue
Mark.
to get to the hotel voucher. 300 people in the queue.
Oh, man.
11:30 at night.
Oh, stop.
But
I
like,
waited there.
at 18, this is brutal, like,
Yeah.
for solo travel.
I
It's
was
awful.
on the phone to my dad, like,
Oh, I'm sure he was on the phone.
he
with
was-
you.
he was livid.
Sitting on top of a building
I rang
somewhere,
him.
absolutely
taking the
fuming.
bat wing over.
I
over
rang
shit.
him on the plane and was like,
Carrickfergus Castle opens up.
this is my dad.
Yeah,
Private jet. I rang him on the plane. I was like, they just cancel this flight. It's 4 and 5 in the morning for you here. So he's like getting up for work in an hour. He's like, you're joking. And like my dad's pretty like blunt to the point, like dead on. Like, it was funny. It was so because obviously that was the second one they messed me about with. So got us off the plane, got us hotel vouchers and all the rest of it. I'm standing on the phone to with some fella that I met on the plane. I'm sitting on the phone on his phone.
Yeah.
Waiting the phone to American Airlines on hold for an hour. No answer. So I'm like, ready, get pissed off, hang up, get to the front of the queue. And I'm
Where's
like,
Bernard?
I said, get me Bernard back now.
Yeah.
So I get to the front of the queue and I'm like, I need rebooked, blah, blah, blah. She's like, we're not doing rebookings. I was like, what do you mean you're not doing rebookings? She's like, you need to call whoever you booked through. And I was like, mate, you are who I booked through. You're American Airlines.
Yeah.
See that wee tie on your neck?
Yeah,
that means you're American Airlines. I need you to rebook me.
Yeah.
So she was like, I can't do it. I'm just giving hotels. I was like, right, whatever. I think I just threw my passport at her. I was like, give me my hotel.
Yeah.
So put us in Hilton.
Nice.
Was nice.
Yeah.
I'd went like up and up and up the last 3 nights.
Give me a hotel
No,
tickets
no,
for the
no.
Hilton. You're like, thank you so much.
So much, cheers, appreciate that. So I get over to Hilton on the phone. My dad's on the phone to Aer Lingus, trying to get through to Aer Lingus. My SIM all of a sudden works and let me make an American phone call.
Okay.
So I get through. It takes me 10 minutes to get through to somebody on American Airlines. Hello, I'm such and such from American Airlines. My SIM runs out of data.
Oh, madness.
Stop, mate.
Everything is going wrong here. So then I ring my dad on WhatsApp. So I'm using WhatsApp, can't WhatsApp American Airlines. So I'm like, Dad.
WhatsApp American Airlines.
That's the greatest flaw.
Yeah, literally. You could Snapchat Aer Lingus though.
Oh,
Can
right,
you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lad, I'm proper.
Yeah, tell you what, look at this.
Yeah.
I guess.
Who's about?
So
Any bookings going?
he's on the phone to Aer Lingus.
NRS, no bookings. Yeah,
No,
season fun. Yeah.
NRS cancel my flight.
It's the shit.
So he's on the phone to Aer Lingus. They're not answering. I'm like, you need to bring mum into this.
Okay.
I was
Oh,
like,
no.
I was like, you need to get mum
So
to
you
ring
need Granny
American
Margaret
Airlines.
in here as
I
well?
know, Granny Margaret was
Big
fuming, like,
guns. Big guns.
so
She's probably raging because she's rang you 6 times. And you haven't picked up any time, even no SIM.
she couldn't work out WhatsApp, God love her.
Ah.
She kept texting. I like
Get her
turned
on
my SIM
Snapchat.
on once or twice. I turned up my SIM once or twice, and I
Yeah.
just had like missed calls and text messages coming through.
Yeah.
I was like, Granny, I told you to ring them WhatsApp. And she finally figured out the last day of the trip. So mum's on the phone to American Airlines. So I'm now in the dark completely because I don't know what I'm like. I don't know where I can't call. They're on the phone here, 5,000 miles away from where I am.
Yeah.
I'm like just hoping the best. So it's now 1:30 in the morning or something. My dad rings me. He's like, your mum's got through to American Airlines. They said they can fly from Chicago to Boston, Boston to Dublin. First thing in the morning. I was like, don't care.
Take
I was like,
anything, yeah.
take it, just get me home. I was like, get me to Europe. I don't care
Yeah,
where.
yeah.
Get me to Europe, get me to the UK, just get me somewhere close. So I got up, got my Boston flight. Boston flight was perfectly on time, landed in Boston. They told me again that I was on standby and had no guaranteed seat. So I actually left the secure area, went out to the main check-in and came back through security again just to make sure I had a seat. And I got home.
Get the compensation forms filled out.
Man,
You know how bad it was?
I feel like I was on that journey.
I had to wait. I lost £18 from Air Coach because they wouldn't refund me because there was only a bus at 5:20 or 7:20, but I was getting in at like 5:20.
Yeah, so you're not
So I wasn't going to wait 2 hours.
Yeah.
So I got the Dublin Express. Shout out to Dublin Express.
Double
Very, very
Express
good times.
is good.
10 to 6 it was.
Wow.
Nice time.
I've converted. I used to be an air coach guy. Double Express.
Dublin Express was good. I can't lie. Nice bigger seats too.
Toilets as well.
Yeah.
And Wi-Fi.
Full
Plus-
toilet. Like
plus-
I mean you could
I've-
fit a shower
You
in
guys
that
best
thing.
friends.
I have a
You guys are
video-
actual best
I have
friends.
a video of me. I just back from Croatia about 2 weeks ago. I have a video of me in the in the Dublin Express bus, just moving about in the toilet trying to take a piss, and it's just like the
No
most
brutal with it. Like.
hard thing ever because you're going around a corner, you're like, oh, here we go. It's like, but shout out the bus drivers are lovely as well.
You guys
In
are
fairness-
great, Ed Sheeran and Air Coach and all that stuff.
I got home like
Great guys. Hour and a
Jeepers.
half?
Were they?
What was
The
Roman
Nitro
Nitro?
boost?
Yeah.
Don Toretto just
It was relatively fast. Then my dog got puppies.
You got, sorry, what?
Dog got puppies.
Oh, your dog had
Oh,
puppies?
that's a nice story.
While
That's
I
a
was
nice
away.
end story.
While I was away.
I honestly thought you said the Madogga put down. I was like, oh,
So did I. I was
No,
like,
no. She had
nothing to do
puppies.
with it. You can't claim compensation
I
on that.
walk through the door, jet lagged, half asleep after all the shit I've been through.
So-
The cuddles, like.
So, just quickly, just list,
Far away,
list
boy.
off the airports you went to then.
Do you want to hear?
That's like
was-
6
so
or something.
My flight was. My whole trip was supposed to be 4 flights.
Okay, so,
I ended up doing 9, 10.
right, so,
So-
shout them out now.
Right from the start of the trip. Here we go. Dublin to Dallas. That's one flight.
Right.
So, or do you want to just know? Right, Dublin to Dallas,
One
Dallas to Houston, and then I went from Houston to Chicago, Chicago to Lexington, Kentucky.
Yep.
Lexington, Kentucky back to Chicago, Chicago to Houston. and then I did. That was stayed in Chicago. No, sorry, back to Houston. Then Houston to Chicago again.
You went to Chicago 2 times.
3 times. They just kept sending me back.
I've literally lost count.
Chicago is
the
like the
Rwanda
hub.
of like the US.
It is. It's like the hub of
Did you go
flights.
back to Chicago?
to
Seen
Rwanda.
Home Alone? Seen Home Alone?
Yeah.
You know, seen Home Alone where they're running down the airport and there's the flags and all?
Yeah,
That's Chicago Airport. Fun
You
fact.
were running the flags like, am I on this?
I was like, I had a wee video and all. I
Back
was
to
like, go on.
Rwanda.
And then I did Chicago to Boston, Boston to Dublin,
Jeepers. And then
All
you
in
got
all,
an air coach after
Dallas
that
to
as
Dublin.
well.
Dallas to Houston,
Express.
Houston to
Every
Chicago,
express, yeah.
Chicago to Lexington, Lexington to Chicago, Chicago to Houston,
Life on the road, boys. It's what it
Houston to
is.
Chicago, Chicago to Boston.
I probably would have
Boston to
battered
Dublin.
the guitar over someone's
Aye,
head. But
flights,
You know that scene in Hateful Eight where
Yeah.
Kurt Russell just picks up, just smashes
Yeah,
the guitar.
literally.
That was the thing I was most worried about.
Oh, do we get the guitar lost?
My baby, like.
Is that, I think that goes on in the actual...
Yeah, there is like an FAA law that says you can carry it on and they have to put it in the thing.
Yeah.
But it's a bit of a grey area.
God, yeah.
Now, Bernard did tell me that they could put it in the front locker.
Bernard knows it all, man.
Bernard was brilliant.
Bernard's been there since for like 50 years.
Yeah, Bernard. I mean, who do you think?
Bernard
put
was
the
so
last
old,
strings, like?
he was getting confused when he was using the computer, like, and that's his job.
Yeah.
Maybe Bernard was your downfall. I'll book you on this flight
Possibly.
here. Just big button says standby. Hits it.
Every single one. In a Miriam in Chicago airport.
Margulies, the Harry Potter actress.
That was a nerdy thing to say. Like.
Yeah, sorry. But plans. So you're doing Limelight in 22nd.
Limelight
I'm not in the country, so I won't be able to go. But I wish you all the best.
Good enough.
Sorry about that. I got a flight home. Take 9 flights. Head Bernard up. But so you're doing Limelight in 22nd. Anything else planned? Hatfield.
Hatfield as always.
Yeah.
No. Thursdays and Fridays and Filthies.
Yeah.
Thursday's country night. Like, supposed to be a full country night.
Yeah.
So if I get a nice country crowd in, I can actually play country songs.
Okay.
Like last night I ended up playing bloody Don't Stop.
Can you tell who's like a country crowd?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then there was like a group of people
Boots,
come in last
hats.
night in boots
Revolver.
and hats.
Yeah.
Last night. They were Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs country fans.
Right. Okay.
So I was playing like Lady May with Tyler Childers and all that. Cracker songs.
Yeah.
And they're looking at me,
Yeah.
What are you
you
talking
know,
about?
like country fans.
Yeah. Ridiculous. Well, the boys will come down one night. The
If we're all in the
Filthies and-
country and we haven't taken fucking...
Well,
if we haven't been sent to Chicago...
yeah, to do a live
um,
podcast and then do a bit of dancing. Any other shows planned?
Not at the minute, but we'll see.
Cooking anything?
We're trying.
Getting the ingredients
Sort
sorted.
of
Turn on preheating the
a
oven.
lot of
yeah.
recording coming up.
Oh, okay.
Planning. So that'll be
Watch this space.
yeah, that'll be cool.
Interesting.
New songs written when I was in America. So
Okay.
maybe not
Going
just
back to
a
Chicago.
maybe not just a single this
And
time.
when I'm back in Chicago,
3
the
times.
third time, yeah.
Bernard calls me.
Bernard gives me a meal voucher. Right. We'll let you go because you got to get back to your parking.
Yeah.
But thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a pleasure. I've had a great time. I don't know where I was going that other sentence, to be honest. But yes, keep us posted if you're doing any shows or anything like that.
Yeah.
The boys will come down
Get you some
to...
tickets for things if they come up. And
Yeah, Ed Sheeran if you got it.
get you Zach Bryan tickets.
Yeah, Zach Bryan. No can.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's where
Well,
I
can't get you any tickets.
Good like that one.
What do you do? Put him to
Nice,
shit.
nice.
Thank you.
And we thanks to Aaron and Ben for producing, and thanks to Queens for letting us use the studio.
Shout out.
Next week we will be well, not next week because there'll be a break because I'm on holiday. But when the 100th episode comes out,
Every expense is 50 quid.
well, yeah. Well, speaking of 50 quid, great segue. You'll have seen at the start of this episode there was a little announcement that I'm giving away a 50 quid Amazon voucher to celebrate 100 episodes of the podcast. And all you have to do
£100?
No, not £100, mate, because I'm not made of money.
£100 for 100 episodes?
I'm giving you 50 quid to do 100 episodes, man. I'm dropping 100 quid on this altogether. So all you have to do is tag someone in the comments, tag a friend, tag anybody, and share to your story. And you can win £100, and the winner will be revealed during the 100th episode. So you're going to have to watch it, unfortunately. There'll be a random point in it. So, yeah, tune in that. Thanks very much, Robbie.
69th minute, 42nd second.
Yeah. It'll be
I'll have
like
to
the
do like
last second.
over an hour for it.
Or maybe I'll just put someone's name and text somewhere and you have to watch the video version. But yes, thank you very much for joining me.
Thanks
It's been
for
a
having me.
pleasure. It's been a
Appreciate
great guest. Great podcast debut. Pretty good. You just know when someone's got it, you know. Thanks, Darren and Ben, for
Media
listening.
training.
And we'll see you all later. Goodbye. Goodbye.